What's up, everybody? Yes, my face looks like this because I had a cavity. Not a cavity, but I had a filling that broke. So, yeah, I did have a cavity at one point, but not anymore. What is going on in the markets? Oh, my God. All right. We are at 3.45 trillion, down almost a 0.5% from the all-time high that we've had this year. That's not too bad. But what is going on? First off, small little update. I am up $1,500 in my Solana trade. This sucker, I really wanted to go. If you've seen this symmetric triangle breakout, and also it's a, well, it could be a descending triangle depending on what you look at there, but it's actually a wedge, and I've got a price target around 270 for that. But I have made about $8 grand for the day, because if we look at this stuff, why is it not telling me? Oh, because it's on, I gotta look back at Ethereum. Gosh, silly platforms. Silly platforms. All right, it better show me the order history there on Ethereum, right? Close along. Dun. Trigger price. Why are you not showing me the closing P&L there? God dang, dude, that was difficult to try to have it work. Jesus. So $400, $1,400, and then $5,123 is what I took out this morning. Yeah, I could have made a little bit more, squeezed out some, because ultimately I'll get right into it on Ethereum. What is going on? If we look at this chart here, okay, this is back from 2021. How big is this? Okay, we are looking at, God darn, 1,200 days. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Wow. 1,200 days. Okay, and you could almost argue that this is a cup and handle, right? With a big ass handle, and it still works for what I'm about to show you here. But I kind of want to just say that it's a symmetric triangle, right? And this just is easy to point out, where like, hey, okay, here I drew. So if you're looking at trying to draw symmetric triangles, they basically look like this, okay? You know, and then it depends on if they're at the bottom of a trend or if they're at a top of a trend. Usually they work better when they're at the top of a trend because they continue upwards. But realistically, symmetric triangles are neither bullish or bearish, right? But my indication, they're more bullish when it's in an uptrend versus downtrend. So for this last 3-4 years, Ethereum has been stuck between $4,800 and around $1,400. Okay, you could even say that it went down to 800, right? But we have broke out, and where I got out of my trades was I basically got out of my trades on ETH right when we broke above this guy. Okay, right when we got close to here, I got out at 4,000 right here. I'll just make it to where you guys can actually see exit price. Okay, so the first one I got out at 4,000. Second one I got out at 4,015, and then the last one I got out just under 4,000 because I was scared that we were gonna bump back down, right? Because that's the thing about trading, you never know what's going to happen here. But we have massive resistance at 4,100, and where did this guy hit? It hit 4,092. That's pretty damn close, right? I kind of wish I held on, because as opposed to an $8,000 day, I would have had like a $12,500 day. But like, coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? From my stream yesterday, I saw a $5,000 gain go down to negative like another $1,000, and I was sitting there like, come on, Johnny, what the heck? Why were you being FOMO? Why were you being greedy? Why? But I still had indication that Bitcoin was going to pump. All these guys were going to pump. Now I'm expecting a big pump out of Solana, because Solana's just been sitting there, right? Ethereum, it's had his moment. It's at 6%. It needs a little bit of a pullback. And where is that pullback going to go? Just like I drew here, we pumped. We hit this massive support, okay? Actually massive resistance right at that 4,100, like here. Let me just draw it out there, so because it's easier to see. Here, we busted through here. That's when we got to 4,800 and then came back down fast. This is kind of a pin bar depending upon what kind of chart you look at. Because if I look at the 1 month, you know, it definitely looks less like it was taken out for a few days or a few weeks here. But this, you know, it's just that fake out, right? Then we have another one, then another one, and then another one. So the next one is going to explode. That's my thesis, is the next one is going to explode, and it's going to go up to touch the next level, right? So if I zoom out so that you guys can see, actually, let me stay in the weekly because it's easier. Okay. And I just look over out here. Let me make this a little bit smaller so that we can see it better. Get rid of my little drawings here. Make this go down here. Okay, here, let's get rid of the RSI. I don't want the RSI on there right now. I could give two shits if the RSI is overbought at the moment because there's a massive breakout. And like I said, you know, these breakouts can last for quite a while. Like, you know, this oversold BS was over basically 210 days. We are oversold for 210 days. So if you're the knucklehead that's like, oh, the RSI, it's oversold, it's going to reject and it needs to go down. It's like, come on, guys, just follow price action. That's what you need to look at. Indicators are just that to help show some stuff. But anyway, looking back here, okay, so the real price is at that $8,000 range. But truthfully, we are probably going to see a kickback at 4,800, right? Or just under 5,000. So that is going to be my next target for this trade, is to get in here and make probably a massive, you know, Lamborghini size trade, at least for me, you know, a Lamborghini size trade, 200, maybe $250,000. And try to hold on to that sucker until it gets to just under 5,000, right? That is my, at least on paper, plan for Ethereum. But where do I need it to go for me to enter, right? So what I'm looking at, and I'm kind of pinching my fingers here because I could be wrong. This could just explode, right? And not retrace. But my point is, where I'm hoping is it's going to retrace right to just under 4,000, right? Under 4,000 to about 3,900. Really, 3,900 is where I'd like to get in. Where I have this stuff is at 3,800. That would be an ideal position to get into Ethereum, to wait, you know, because if I'm looking at the daily, you can see that these guys a little bit bigger. Okay, so right as I drew that line, boom, instant rejection. We have 2 hours left for this daily candle to close. Yes, it is a very bullish daily candle, but it is starting to retrace where the wick is less than 20% of the length. Usually I like to look at these daily candles, and whenever you have a longer wick of more than 20% retracement, the chances are is probably going to come back down and find some sort of support. And that support for me is right around the $3,900 to $3,800 range. And that's where I would really like to get in for my next Ethereum trade, to right under 5,000. But the ultimate target is going to be under, you know, that $7,000 range. And so now if I look at Bitcoin, yeah, I know I had it over on my phone, right? Bitcoin, the target is 108, right? Because again, we have this other symmetric triangle, right? And it's in an uptrend, and it is came out. And if I zoom in, look at here, I've drawn this little arrow because we like to come back to the scene of the crime, right? And again, this guy is oversold as well, okay? But not too worried about it. So we've pumped up, we've come back down, okay? And now we're starting to pump back up. Okay, that's really where I'd like to see this. And this target is really around Christmas time. It could happen over the weekend, which would be insane, but right around Christmas time is really where I'm looking for this to go. And it's going to have some fluctuations between there. But you know what happened yesterday was we went from 104 to 90. That was a $14,000 candle. Look at that sucker, $14,000 candle, minus 13%. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Okay, but let me show you this chart. Okay, this is something that is interesting to show as well in here. I can zoom in. Okay, this is the bull market of 2017. Okay. And we had some massive wicks. Okay. This guy, I don't exactly, this is at $100 and then $1,000 or this is $1,000, excuse me, $10,000 and $100,000. It's that psychological number, guys, that's what you need to pay attention to is our minds love even numbers. That's why you don't put your take profits and your stop losses at these even numbers. Don't do it. Just don't do it. If it is an even number, go a little bit below, make it an odd number, 87 if you're going for 100, right? So you don't get stopped out, because what happened to everybody, they got stopped out. It was at 104 and this liquidation just stops out everybody, right? Sorry, I didn't have it on here. It got stopped out everybody. Sucks, right? We don't want to stop out. So that's why you want to make sure that you have low leverage, right? I'm saying about 5x. Okay. Mars says that he's scared to leverage trade. You should be, right? We don't like losing money. We don't like losing money. Marcio says, hey, good evening. Hey, what's up, man? And yeah, leverage trading is scary, but you know what you're probably doing there, my friend Mars, is you are overextending yourself, right? You're playing with money that you are afraid to lose. If you're going to leverage trade, you need to be okay with losing the money. Yes, I look a little funny because I went to the dentist. That's half my face is numb. But that's why I'm saying low leverage, about 5x, right? So if you have, let's just arbitrary numbers, okay? You have $1,000. That's what you want to invest in. You should go invest $900 into your HODL wallet, in just simple investing, right? Where you can withstand the ups and downs. Then with the other $100, right? That's 10% of your assets. You can play with that and you can almost trade it like the rest of your portfolio, because you're going to 5x it at most. So you're going to trade it like it's $500, but that is going to help you withstand these massive liquidation stuff. Because if I look back at the Ethereum deal, oh my God, dang, dude. Again, the Solana for me is it's at $1,300 now. Come on, Solana. Just move. But here, I've got the Ethereum chart open. And I had my Ethereum trade that I made $8,000 on, right? And here's this massive liquidation wick that came down on this 4 hourly. And I was able to sustain it, right? My entry was right around here. And I was able to sustain that massive 4% drop because I was using low leverage. Low leverage is the key to success in this market. If you follow any other SOB and they're showing you all this profits and all this stuff, and they're using 15x to 30x to, my God, 150x, they've lost so much money. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Be a realist, okay? You can't make amazing amounts of money overnight, okay? It doesn't come easy. You have to work hard for it, right? I work hard for this stuff. I'm looking at this stuff constantly. I'm doing my analysis. I'm doing my fundamentals along with my technicals. But Mars, that's what it should be, is 5x or less. If you're still super scared, only do 2-3x. Okay, but where is my train of thought, if I can remember where I was going with this? Oh, back to the Bitcoin chart. So those even numbers, right? They're psychological, just meaning you're probably going to hit a stop there. It's a wall. It's just a psychological. No matter how much algorithm trading and AI bots or whatever in there, they're still programmed by humans. And we like even numbers. We, statistically have been proven to attract to, 1, 5. I mean, those aren't even, but like even Steven, 10, 50, 500, 5,000, 50,000, okay, 100,000. Those numbers stick out to us. And if we look at this chart, when we passed 100 or $1,000, we instantly got massively liquidated back in 2017. Okay. Then in 2020, the 10,000. Okay. Here's another massive liquidation from 12,000 to 8,000. Boom. This time is no different. Massive liquidation and an immediate buyback. Okay. And now on the Bitcoin, we are well above. Okay. We came back to the scene of the crime. And just like I was showing you on the other ones, we jumped out, came way back down, and then now there's that target. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Somebody was asking me for Dogecoin. Okay. Here, real quick, let me just look at my Ethereum not Ethereum, but Solana trade. Okay, because I've got a stop loss that's pretty tight here, and because I want to make profits on it, I don't want to turn it into a loser. So I'm just looking at this real quick, seeing what it's going here. This is just my live analysis. Okay. Whoa, I can't spell volume, right? Volume fixed range. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. I'm going to have it at the top and then to the bottom. That's why all the massive volume is sitting right around this 240 range. It's hard to get above. That's why I'm holding on to this guy, is because this area is acting like a bunch of just, people are loading up here. People are loading up. Think of it as like a spring, right? You can only compress a spring so far until it, boom, goes out. And what is happening in the market in crypto right now? Do you really think that spring is going to explode downwards? No, the probability is that spring is going to explode upwards because there's so many good news. Trump is elected. The SEC chairman is resigning. A lot of countries are saying no tax on Bitcoin. Bitcoin reserve talk to make it 1-to-1 ratio with the United States dollar, kind of peg it. There's so much good stuff happening. Okay, so for that instance, just probability wise, that's why I'm expecting a Solana to pump, because it's only pumped 1% right now, and Ethereum is 7%. I'm waiting for money and profits to come out of Bitcoin and Ethereum and go into these smaller caps, right? And so that for me is looking pretty good. Let me delete that stuff and zoom in real quick so that I can just see. This is the 4-hourly. The daily, we're going to close here in a couple hours. Damn, what an indecision candle that is. Indecision candle. Because again, we've got this, falling wedge, right? And this is touching the crime again. We have touched. That's why my thesis is saying that I'm probably going to pump, right? We've followed in here, boom. And then finally we exploded out, got to like 250. And then now we're coming back to the scene of the crime. Now I want to see new all-time highs, right? Because if I'm looking at, okay, get out of this. I don't know if ZoomX is going to let me do it. Let me go to Trading View real quick. Okay. And do I have the same drawing on here? Hey, look, I do. Right. F you. Okay. Show me the money. Show me the money. Okay. That's on the weekly. This is on the daily. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. I see it here. Where is the simple target for this? Okay. Simple target above here is right around 270, right? Okay. And that works right around where the all-time high was, around, where is it saying 52-week range is 264. Why is that? Because the range here on the ZoomX is 275. Okay. So for that, my price target should probably be lower, because this is off on Binance. And I'm pretty sure Binance's price action has better volume than Bloflin and ZoomX here. Anyway, okay, that looks good. Now, one of you guys, should you enter a Solana long right now? Hey, dude, this isn't financial advice. I'm just here to show you exactly what I am doing. I'm in one, right? But my risk versus reward is different than yours. I'm here to help teach and show you. I'm not here to do it for you, right? So you got to use your analysis and your conviction for stuff, because again, trading is not about just, I get this so much from people. They're like, oh, it's easy. You buy low and sell high. And it's like, no, realistically, how trading works is you either sell low and sell lower, right? Because you're in the trend, or you buy high and you sell even higher. It's funny how people, this is all psychological. Okay. And Mars says that he's up 94,000 for the year, right? And only $700 in the bank. Just typical crypto bro, right? So for Jasperette, I apologize if I miss your name, dude. So like I said, use your own analysis, and I'm here to teach, right? But if you are going to, I would recommend less than 5x. less than 5x, because you can withstand some losses. And don't play with money that you're willing to lose, okay? Because that's not fun. But anyway, Mars was wanting to look at Dogecoin real quick, and I guess I will look at Dogecoin before I end the stream here. So where's my charts here? This is looking good. Just real quick, I just want to look at it. Okay, 1500. That's come on. Let me just delete some of these lines so it's easier to look at. Just for me, easier to look at. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, all right. Now we'll get to Dogecoin. Dogecoin had some massive pumps. Okay, and this ended up not working out. I was looking at a symmetric triangle yet again, and it didn't work out. So it's been a little while since I've looked at this. You can definitely tell that now I'm still kind of looking bullish here. I'm on the daily. Okay, so I'm going to start at the daily, and then from there I am going to, you know, kind of work my way backwards for an entry, or I could actually, that's inverted. I'm going to work my way inwards on the lower time frames. And, you know, I might end up zooming way out here. Okay, so price target on that symmetric triangle breakout, I had right around 47 cents. We hit it, and things have changed now. Okay, so if I'm losing traditional stuff, dun dun dun. Okay, this to me, what does this look like to everybody? Looks like an ascending triangle, which is bullish, especially after a peg up, you know, from like basically this is like a flag. Okay, you know, you could even call it almost a pennant, but a pennant would look more like a symmetric triangle here. Okay, but these guys are super bullish, super bullish. I love ascending triangles, right? It's hard for when they break out, because what they do a lot of the times is you have fake outs. And what do I mean by fake outs? Is you have these long wicks, right? That, oh yeah, price is going to the moon, price is going to the moon, and then goes right back in, and then it falls into here, falls in here. That's why, truthfully, traders, they want to wait for a breakout and then the retest. That's why I'm a big believer. Breakout, then you want to see a retest, and that is the entry, because then it goes off. But a lot of these, they instantly, not even in the day, you know, they just go back in. So it's not a retest. You want to wait for a candle to close. Okay, since I'm on the daily here, I would wait for tomorrow's candle to come back down to price and then go up, but we haven't broke out yet. So if you wanted to front run this, right, I kind of like to front run shit too, because I'm fear of missing out, right? That's my biggest problem. It's not greed, it's fear of missing out. So, you know, I would be getting close to enter this as soon as we get closer to around the, this is 43 cents. That's pretty damn close where we're at right now. 44, 45 cents, which is pretty damn close to where we're at right now. Okay. But, you know, your stop loss would be at, you know, the previous day's close. Okay. So this guy is at 40 cents. That's where I put my stop loss, is right under there, because there's a good chance we could come back down to some more support here. Let me look at just the volume indicator real quick. Fixed volume range. Okay. I'm just going to look for the high and then look at the low here. Okay. Boom. Where's the most volume there? Can I just make it a little bit bigger for you guys to see? Oh, it didn't work. No. Go back. Okay. So that line right there is right at 38 cents. And that was basically, you know, pretty close to where I was saying that we should have the stop loss there. That's where the most volume, most support is going to be on Dogecoin. Okay. But here, now that we have an idea of like how we would enter, you know, we'd wait for the breakout. And you notice that I'm not drawing my lines. I'm not drawing my lines at the wicks. I could give two shits about the wicks. I like my lines at the candles here. That's why I'm using traditional candles. I know there's lots of guys out there that, you know, want you to use Market Cipher, and, you know, this is literally Market Cipher, but I have it turned off, is because it's just too much. It's just too much. But my point being is that the Heikinashi candles, where you don't see the intermittents red and green, like, I'm a candle trader. That's what I like. You know, my biggest indicator is candles, is looking at the candles. What is current price action doing? And I almost call myself somewhat like a swing trader, okay, where I'll hold on to something for 24 to 72 to more, right? To maybe even upwards to a week, depending upon what kind of bad situation that I've gotten myself in, but sometimes I trade 2 or 3 times in a current day, right? But number one is always taking profit on stuff here. Keep getting notifications on Solana. It's at 1400 right now. Okay, back to the Doge analysis here. And I'm not a big fan of Doge. I'm truthfully, fundamentally, it has nothing for me. Fundamentally, I hate it because it's an old version of Bitcoin. But that's just my consensus, right? So for fundamentals on me, it's a bummer. Technically, it's a winner, right? Technically, it's a winner. And as a trader, do I really care so much about fundamentals? I'm only going to hold on to an asset for 72 hours or so? No. For Mars, okay, he's up $94,000 for the year. So he's a fundamental believer, and I'm using you as an example, my friend. Hopefully you don't mind. And maybe I'm a little bit bitter because I missed out on it. Because I didn't jump on it when it was like 10 cents or something. But anyway, I digress. Back to where we have it, how to draw the lines. We have the ascending triangle, and then when we break out, that's where we're looking to wait for the retest. Then here's where all the money is made. Okay. But like I said, sometimes I like to front run at the bottom, but you can see how it doesn't work out. It's dropped a bunch. So then you end up holding on to something for a little while because, your stop is down here. It's much riskier to sometimes trade like I do. Okay. Because once that breakout happens and the retest is here, okay, your stop can be very close. Okay, it can be real close. But if you are trying to long here before the breakout, well, now your stop has to be like down here from the below the support, which is hard, right? This is support rather than this support because you've established new stuff. But again, fear of missing out. I'm afraid that when I breaks out here, that it just keeps going up, that it never comes back here. So that's a problem on patience that I'm looking for. But anyway, where would I have the price target here? So how I just draw this, okay, simply you go from the high to the low of the triangle, and simply then you just stack it on top, okay? And it's not a proven science, but it's pretty damn close. As I've shown you on the other charts, that it gets pretty damn close. Like this basically showed Bitcoin going to 105, right? Realistically, the target was 108, but 105 is pretty damn close. And this is 52 cents. Okay, now logically, I got to think to myself, 52 cents, where is that number? That is an arbitrary, even number at 50 cents. So now that I've looked at this, I'm going to draw a line right at 50 cents so that I can see. And now I'm going to zoom out on the weekly, okay, so that I can look here. And where is that 50 cent mark? Back from 2021, we've got some support here on the weekly where we only hit 50 cents, right? And it started tanking. To me, that is a level, okay, to where that's support. So my target would be around 50 cents for Doge there. Okay. Bitcoin, I went over Bitcoin. I went over Ethereum. I'm waiting for effing Ethereum to retrace. And I bet, I bet, okay, like, see, if I'm a betting man, after this daily candle closes, it is going to close here in 90 minutes. I bet we are going to see a retracement down. And that's when I'm going to want to enter. And I'm hoping that money flow is going to fall into some smaller alts. That's why I'm keeping my Solana trade open, because I want this sucker to pump. And again, this indecision candle on the daily, right? It's a spinning top. And what do I mean by a spinning top? Here, let me draw it. I know I'm on 2 different platforms here. So spinning top, okay, looks just like that. It looks like a spinning top, okay? This is an indecision candle where it's neither bullish or neither bearish, okay? But I love these guys too, because they're indication that there's a good chance, there's a good probability that price is going to continue. Because if I stack up to other technicals where, okay, we've established decent support, okay, we've got a broadening wedge, which usually breaks out. And then also, we've exploded outwards and we're coming back to the scene of the crime here. This is looking good, and then zooming out even further, looking down, I'm like, this is on a flag. This is on an upwards trajectory. Do I really think we're going to go back down? How close are we to support? Well, what's basically a spinning top at support, So for me, I like my odds here. Same thing with Ethereum. I like my odds that it's going to retrace because we're hitting massive, resistance. Dogecoin, okay, it's got a spinning top as well. And it's looking like it may break out. But I'm going to wait for it. So there's lots of things that are looking bullish. Looking at Bitcoin, Bitcoin has broken out of that symmetric triangle, and it's over 100,000, right? We might have the first daily candle ever in history close above 100,000. How bullish is that? Psychologically, as humans, right? $100,000 closing above that. My effing God, dude. Like, that's super bullish. Retail just opened the doors right now. We're coming on in, right? Coming on in. We already had the shakeout. The massive 13% in a single day, literally inside of 8 minutes shakeout. I can already feel my face coming back after being stung by the the dentist here, yeah, looking a little bit better. It'll take a little bit while there, but yeah. Anyway, hey, everyone is congratulating Mars. Yeah, dude, I congratulate you. I would ask you though, you need to have a target in mind on when you should be taking profits. Okay. Cause are you a massive investor in Doge, or are you just looking to make some money off of it? Well, you can't make money until you actually take it. The problem a lot of people have is they count how much money they have before they've actually left the table. Imagine being at a poker table, right? You're up $100,000 just because $100,000 is cool. Bitcoin's going to close above $100,000. Okay. Is that your money? No, it's the table's money. It's the casino's money until you go take those chips and cash them in, right? That's really hard for us humans to do. Okay, because we always think that it's going to be more and more and more. That's why I want you to zoom out and look at what could happen. But again, this is at the beginning of a massive cycle. There's massive opportunities going to happen here in 2025. Massive effing opportunities. I'm so stoked for people. I'm stoked for you guys as traders and investors. First and foremost, I'm an investor. Okay. Second, I'm a trader because that's how I make a living, and it pays my bills. I treat them very differently. Okay, I'm going to say something that's probably going to piss off a lot of people. Here's my ideology when it comes to investing and trading. Investing, it's a marriage. I'm not going to cheat. I am going to stay consistent. I'm going to hold on to these assets forever, whether that's real estate or Bitcoin or the stocks that I own, and I'll be a little bit more transparent about my portfolios and everything because I share a lot, right? People are asking me about my thoughts on MicroStrategy. Wonderful ideology if they can pay their debts, right? If they get margin called, it's going to be a massive problem for them, but they'll probably be able to come up with investors because it's a big bet. He is a triple maxi when it comes to Bitcoin. Me, I would say I'm a Bitcoin maximalist, but I also love altcoins, because I have a good 40% of my assets in Bitcoin. But anyway, my point, I'm digressing again. My take on, yeah. Thank you. Please like and share the support for the channel. It's too small in my opinion, right? Too small. How many other crypto YouTubers are showing you in the last 5 weeks making 60 grand live, as a minimalist with money, right? And showing you and helping you guys. Right? Everyone wants to show wins, but I also show all my losses. Anyway, back for what I'm saying is investing, marriage. That's the ideology that I want to teach you guys. Investing is dollar cost averaging in, right? It's compound interest effect. I'm trying to get a lot of my nieces and nephews that are in their 20s. I'm like, guys, if I could do it all over again, I would be massively investing when I'm 20, right? The first $1 million I made wasn't until I was just a little over 30. Okay. But it could have way compounded more if I started much younger. I really didn't start investing hardcore until I was 26. And I was using $100. I was like $5, $100, whatever, right? But anyway, investing, that's compounding interest. That's your safe money. That is your assets. That's your ability to get away from a boss, right? You got to be your own boss with investing in compounding interest. Okay. Trading, you got to think of it as, again, going to piss people off here, as kind of like an escort. Okay. You know, you get in, you get on, you get the fuck out. Okay. That's what trading is. You don't have this massive consensus. So when you look at a chart, you're not looking at, oh, this is Solana. I love Solana. Solana is going to go up forever. No, you see, hey, look, this looks like it's breaking out. I'm going to buy. Oh, target, I need to sell. And that's why you need to have a trading journal and look at your emotions, because your emotions can F with you. Okay. Trading is, in my opinion, more about emotions than anything. Over 50% of it is emotions based. Are you attached to it? You're like, oh yeah, Bitcoin, it's going to go up to 200,000. So I'm going to buy right now. Well, it's not going to go to freaking 200,000 tomorrow. We're going to have times like it did yesterday where it goes down 13%. Can you withstand that? You should have gotten out beforehand. So investing, marriage, trading, escort. Anyway, appreciate all you guys. Make sure you subscribe. I will give more daily updates here. Last little bit, Solana is up 1,500, and you follow me on X and Instagram. I'll show you when I close this stuff and everything as well. What is Ethereum currently doing? Ethereum is trying to close above 4,000. That's honestly going to be super bullish for Ethereum as well if it closes above alert line. I don't want the alert lines. Above 4,000. So super bullish if Bitcoin closes above 100,000. Again, bullish if Ethereum closes above 4,000, but I still somewhat predict that Ethereum is going to go down to around 3,900, 3,800, but I could be wrong and I could miss out on this. Anyway, till next time, this is Johnny Crypto here to help you guys make some money. Oh, thoughts on BNB? I actually, I'm not a huge big fan on the exchange of Binance. It's the biggest in the world, so it's probably going to stay around. But fundamentally, for me, I think there's better opportunities to invest in, right? It's a solid safety line here, but there's so much to look at with the upcoming, with Trump being in office come like January 20th, and what's going to happen here in America with being a crypto hub. That's not Binance. So for me, I've sold some of my Binance and I've bought stuff like XRP and Solana, in my opinion. Could be wrong, right? And honestly, I was wrong right when I sold it, because I sold like 10 Binance coins at $600. And then that same day, it hit an all-time high of like 720. And I was like, motherfucker. But that's just how life happens. But guys, I got to get going. Till next time, again, hit that subscribe button and notification icon so you guys know when I come up here, and I'll help answer some of your guys' questions.